Hello, I am Fred Feliciano, CEO of Critical Conversations HR. In today's video, we will be answering the question, does HR protect my employee rights? You may not like the answer, but I have to share this anyway. Welcome back. So today we're going to be answering the question, does HR protect my employee rights? The short answer is maybe, not really. It depends. Potentially no. So, a couple things I want to go over with you is one, you really need to understand what is the role of HR. The role of HR is something called service advisory and control. HR is responsible for what we call the employee life cycle. When you think about a child being conceived, you have conception, and then you have infant stage, you have toddler, you have teenager going toward geriatric stage, right? The employee in an organization has a life cycle, and you start with recruiting, onboarding, training, benefits, performance management, progressive discipline, and termination. Okay. So HR is responsible for the employee life cycle and all those aspects thereof. Also, HR is responsible for something called compliance, state, federal laws, and making sure the organization is in compliance. A major role of HR also is keeping an organization in compliance, protecting the organization from liability. And sometimes we have to protect the organization from you, the employee. In some cases, some employees don't have the best interest of the organization at heart. You have some employees who want to cause harm to the organization. On the other side of the coin, unfortunately, some organizations really don't care about you. And this is not something that, um, is hard to fathom. Anywhere throughout your career, if you've been working for 10, 15 years, you may have worked for a company that you felt didn't care anything about you. They made you feel like you were a cog in the wheel, you were expendable, and the organization had policies that benefit the employer more than the employee. So that's a long-winded answer, but my answer of the question of does HR protect my employee rights? My answer is it depends. In part, it depends on the human resources individual you have working in your organization, if you do indeed have one, or whoever is responsible for doing HR in your small business. You have to understand that we are humans. Your human resource person is a human as well, just like you. And sometimes we care, sometimes we don't care, sometimes we get burned out doing our jobs. And in some cases, we're afraid to lose our jobs. And that's why it may impact the way we handle specific situations. Okay. Um, or you may have someone who doesn't care and doesn't have a strong sense of integrity. So, does HR protect my employee rights? Yes and no. It depends. But ultimately, you are responsible for knowing what your rights are. And two, attempting to defend yourself if you feel that your rights are violated. Take care.